Hi there. I was looking at the Facebook page Pouring Your Heart Out, and I saw Kim was able to do a Larimar with Bloom. So I said, let's come together and try it. I have not been able to successfully do it with anything except for Enoki, but I figured let's give it a go. I also have these little bottles of JDiction high gloss that I wanted to use up. So I thought this would be the perfect time to use it. I have an extra 3 ounces in this cup because I'm going to do a layered bloom. So I just need to be careful that I don't use all of this resin on this. But I think we should be able to do it okay. My first cup is going to be about an ounce for my mica powder. And then I'm going to take about the 5 ounces that I have left that I want for this project. Look at my cup. And just try to divide it evenly. Let's see, make sure I have enough left for my project. Make sure I've got my cups evenly poured. All right, so I have 3 ounces left in this cup. Now, let's go ahead, put our cups out here. All right, so in my first cup, I'm using Octopus Fluids Resin Ink Onyx. And I'm gonna use, I think, 4 drops. This mold is from Pouring Your Heart Out too. And I took the blue chrome powder from Let's Resin and painted the edge with it because I'm not a huge fan of the white edge from a Larimar. Right, Rose? We talk about this. I just don't like the white. So this chrome powder, I think, gives it an extra something. All right. So that's dark. This is the chrome powder that I'm talking about. Just brushed it on with a makeup brush. In my next cup, I have Liquitex acrylic ink. It's a blue shade, and I'm only going to do 2 drops. I probably put too much in my mica powder cup. I don't need quite that much mica powder. Let's go ahead and I'm going to just take a little bit out. I noticed I had over an ounce in that cup, and I really don't need that. All right, so this is the blue acrylic ink. In my mica powder, I'm gonna use Eye Candy Rory. And this is just a color shift powder, blue, purple. And I'm just gonna use a tiny, tiny bit of it on the end of my stick. I use this for an ornament bauble that I made, and I absolutely loved the way the purple looked. It's very subtle, but purple and blue together, you can't beat them. They just look so pretty. So this is very light, but beautiful. And now I'm gonna use Bloom. I've had this bottle for a little while, so I just needed to move it to the tip. And I'm thinking, since I need it to be a lightweight white, I'm gonna do, oh, tiny little drop came out. Let's, oh, come on. All right, we'll see how that works out. Hopefully it's not too heavy. If it's too heavy, then we'll change our pour. And we'll make it a flower pour versus a Larimar. That's okay. I'm a little heavy, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and go with it. It is a little heavy. I'd rather it be a little grayer, but that's okay. We're going to go with it. I'm going to stand up for the pour just so I can see a little bit better. And the white goes in the bottom of the mold. And that's true for all traditional Larimars. I'm going to let it move around in there. just want it to, I should have kept my stick and pushed it, but I didn't, so letting it just move. All right. So I'm gonna do onyx, leave a little bit of it, then the blue, and leave a little bit of it. Then for the mica powder, I'm gonna spiral it in. I always do it a little heavy in the beginning. Normally with my easy Larimars, I don't do mica powder because it is a little bit heavier and sort of changes what you have to do a little. So this is a little bit different than a regular Larimar. Then our dark color again. I don't have too much room left, so I'm just going to do a little of this blue in the center. And that's it. My mold is a little wonky. It leans this way, so if I put too much in, it will fall over on this side. What I tend to do with a wonky mold like that is I'll just lift up the side with the stick just lightly, and it'll push it over to the other side. All right. So I'm just give this a hit of heat. I don't need a lot of heat because I am using a resin that degases well. It's low viscosity, so I generally don't need a lot of work with the torch or anything. Also with my Larimars, I generally don't put something in the center. I love the way they traditionally look. And you guys know, if you've watched enough of my videos, I'm not huge on big centers anyway, even with blooms. But I had these bits. I had these bits. And I was thinking they're a purplish kind of deep blue, and they might look pretty. So I think I am going to do that. Let's go ahead and get rid of some more bubbles and get it a little closer to the center. And that's moving there nicely. I like to watch it come in because it sort of gives me a good idea, if my mold isn't wonky, of where our center should be. I just take a little bit of bits. Let's give them a little pop in. I might need to, where is my little thing? Just trying to decide if I needed to move it up a little bit. I did. I don't know if it worked. All right. Now I'm going to watch that. I'm not going to give it any more heat unless I get some bubbles that come up from the center, which I will, that don't degas on their own. I'll wait about 10 minutes. If it looks like it needs to be hit with heat, I'll give it another shot of heat. Otherwise, we'll just be back when it's time to unmold it. Fingers crossed we get something cool. All right, we're back. That looks pretty cool on that side, right? Let's see how everything came together. See if I made the right choices. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, that is lovely. That came out so nice. Maybe a little less white, but I do like it. I like the shape of it. I love the way the light comes through. I love the different blues. That worked out nice, and I love the edge. You definitely got to use the chrome powder on the edge.